Today is the 131 Post English Defense Sermon. I would like to argue about lamb's horns, dragon's word, Brody's character, beast power, and the victory of the truthful. 1. The horns of the lamb and the words of the dragon. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon, and he exercised all the power of the first beast before him, and possessed the earth, and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. Revelation 13:11-12. When God is about to judge and make only true Christians remain, the last victory he used was the horn of the lamb and the words of the dragon. The horn of the lamb signifies the disguise of the Christianity, and the words of the dragon are the words of the cunning serpent. Just as the serpent that tempted Eve in the Garden of Eden, it reiterates the word of the God. It teaches the temptation that will infiltrate the church in the last days using such methods. God is Alpha and Omega, so the serpent was used to tempt sinless Adam and Eve in order to give them the fruit of the eternal life. However, because man could not overcome the words of the serpent, he was deprived of the blessing Eden. The reason why great deception came to the saints who would receive the earthly blessings at the end of the mankind is because this God's law of the church is that only those who overcome the deception can receive earthly blessing again. God cannot give anyone the blessing of the kingdom of the peace unconditionally without testing them, but he must test them and bring about the following test. 1. Exams the follows the driving ecclesiastical authority. Christianity unto this day has had servant with Martin-like ideas, preaching the gospel by giving their lives for their flock. So there has been a bloody struggle in country full of the idols. So when the church of light was established by the breaking through the darkness, there was terrible persecution at first, but as a new civilization came to follow that the light, Christianity was great expansion in the world, and when a religion that shed blood was greatly welcomed, the power of the church automatically emerged. The authority of the church in that when the church acquires or looked of the final power, or when there is a worship focused on a person, the evil use the material things and excellent peoples as a background to infiltrate the church and exercise its authority. So true believers are in danger of not being able to act freely under it. And this is great delusion in the end times. This power respects orderly material rights and human rights more than the truth, prioritizing the concerns of true peace and even sucking the blood of the poor flock. This is what is meant by the horns of the lamb. A lamb does not have horns, but the fact that this has horns teaches deterioration Titration means that the authority of the church that has left Lord. 2. The delusion that comes from worldly doctrines. And we know that we are of God, and the whole world lies in weakness. 1 John 5:19. They are of the world, therefore speak they of the world, and the world hears them. You are of God, he that know God hears us, he that is not of God hears not us. Hereby know we the spirit of the truth and the spirit of the error. 1 John 4:5-6. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, If any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of God, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of the indignation, and she shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels, and in the presence of the Lamb. And the smoke of their torment ascend up ever and ever, and they have no rest by night, who worship the beast and his image, and whosoever receives the mark of his name. Here is the patience of the saints. Here are they what keep the commandment of God and the peace of the Jesus. Revelation 14:9-12. John 5:19 says that this world belongs to the devil, and John 5:6 says those who speak of the world are spirit of the deception. The devil always uses orderly words to put darkness in the people of the error when they cannot believe in the truth. Revelation 14:9-12 says that Christianity, bowing down to the power of the beast, is the path to destruction. It seems to give people freedom at that time, but it automatically leads to destruction. It seems to give Adam and Eve freedom when they ate the fruit of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil without dying, but it is ultimately led to the destruction. Today, Christianity says that there is no need for prophecy of the end times, and that there is no earthly kingdom, and I think that is the dragon's word. 3. It is oppressive. The devil always makes people feel oppressed, which is the devil's deception. If you are living according to the word, the devil's power is to make your way to life blocked. The law that says you cannot buy or sell if you do not receive the mark of the beast, and you will be killed if you do not bow down, is the last desperate method the devil uses in the judgment period. Therefore, those who overcome the devil's deception must be bold. Also, all people in the past part to the point of the shedding blood to believe in Christ. The deception in the end of the Christianity is the deception that comes to the believers. So it is different from the error where they cannot believe in Jesus. This is an ideological issue. So the judgment on the day of the Lord is not a judgment of action, but a judgment for the establishment of the garden of the kingdom of Christ. And the rule of the Christ is to eliminate the power of the red beast. So anyone who joins the ideology of the beast, even a little bit, cannot be forgiven. Which is the rule of the Christ on us, the evil, the devil, who knows this, holds the power of the Christian church authority, and using the authority of the red beast as a background, the false prophets believe that they should enjoy peace without fighting the power of the beast. Conclusion: humans are not animals, but spirits with concerns. Therefore, atheism today means recognizing humans as the higher animals, and this is an idea whose fundamental ideology is the complete opposite of the truth of the Christianity. There, if Christianity tolerates this idea, though it cannot help but be destroyed on the day of the Lord. Right 2. For this character, and they sung a new song, saying, what was to take the book, and to open the seals thereof, for you are slain, and has redeemed us to God by your blood out of the every kindred and tongue and people and nation, and has made us unto our God kings and priests, and you shall reign on the earth. Revelation 5:9 through 10. The fact that the 144,000 were redeemed from the earth taught to the transgression saints. If someone were to say that the 144,000 are the current Jewish people, then they would be seen as foolish people who do not know the words from the evangelical perspective. If you look at Revelation 5:9 and below, it says, for you have redeemed us, our God, by your blood, from every tribe and language and people and nation, and have made us to be kingdom and praise to our God, and will reign on the earth. If you look at this, you can see that only the people who were redeemed by the blood of the cross can establish the true kingdom of the Christ. Therefore, the 144,000 can be seen as living transformation saints. 1. Qualified to sing a new song. They sung as it were a new song before the throne and before the four beasts and the elders, and no man could learn that song but the 144,000 which were redeemed from the earth. Revelation 14:3. The new song is a song sung by victorious warriors who have completely defeated their enemies and entered the new era. Therefore, the new song is sung by those who have one with warrior-like character. In other words, it is a song of authority that pays for the unjust blood price. Therefore, this song is sung only by those who have entered the ranks of the royal authority as transformed saints. And he has put a new song in my mouth, even praise unto our God. Many shall see it and fear, and shall trust in the Lord. Psalm 43. Sing unto the Lord a new song, and his praise from the end of the earth, you that go down to the sea, and to all that is therein, the isles and the inhabitants thereof. Isaiah 42:10. Let him give glory unto the Lord, and declare his praise in the islands. Isaiah 42:12, 2, qualified to be the first life of fruit. There are they which were not defiled with woman, for they are virgins. These are they which follow the Lamb, whithersoever he go. These were redeemed from amongst men, being the first fruits unto God and to the Lamb. Revelation 44. To become a saint, you must become a holy, like a flute, like a fully repented flute. The perfection of the character means the following. First, you must not participate in the churches and must have integrity. Second, you must live a life that follows the Lord wherever He leads you. Third, you must belong completely to God and Christ. 3. No lies in the mouth, and in their mouth was found no guile, for they are without fault before the throne of the God. Revelation 45. To become a servant who testifies to the word until the Lord comes, you must be an honest person who boldly testifies to the truth. Such as Peter denied knowing Jesus, and Ananias deceived Peter. You must not lie out of the courteous or out of the greed for the material things, but you must be a bold witness of the word to become a transformed saint. You must be like Rahab, the prostitute who speaks honestly except for keeping secrets, and then we will receive power in our lips. Conclusion. A pluralist character is a character that God sees as having no shortcoming, even it seems to be flawed when viewed by the people. Therefore, a transformed saint is someone who has pluralist character, which viewed by God is someone pretend to be someone to show up to the people. The person is a hypocrite before God and cannot be recognized. There we must become servants, recognized by God to become transformed saints. That's 3. The power of the beast and the victory of the truthful one. And the angel said unto me, Hear you marvel, I will tell you a mystery of the woman, and the beast that carries her, which had the 7 heads and 10 horns. The beast then you see was, and is not, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit, and go into the perdition, and they that dwell under us shall wonder, whose names were not written in the book of the life from the foundation of the world. When they behold the beast that was, and is not, and yet is. And here is the mound which has wisdom. The 7 heads are 7 mountains, on which the woman sat. And there are 7 kings, 5 are fallen, and one is, and another, and the other is not yet come. And when he comes, he must continue a short space, and the beast that was, and is not, even his the 8th, and is of the 7, and goes into perdition. And the 10 horns which you saw are 10 kings, which have received no kingdom as yet, but received power as kings 1 hour with the beast. These have one mind, and shall give their power and strength unto the beast. These shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them, for his is Lord of the lords, and the King of kings, and they that are with him are called and chosen and beautiful. And he said to me, the waters which you see, where the whole seat, are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues, and the 10 horns which you see upon the beast. These shall hit the whore, and shall make her distraught and naked, and shall eat her flesh, and burn her with fire. For God has put in their hearts to fulfill his will, and to agree, and give their kingdom unto the beast, until the words of the God shall be fulfilled. And the woman which you see is that great city, which reigns over the kings of the earth. Revelation 17, 7 through 18. The fact that God thought that the powerful nations that invade human history were beasts has the following significance. 1. The strong prey on the weak, that is beast. The most powerful countries in human history, from a biblical perspective, are Egypt, Assyria, Babylon, Persia, Greece, and Roman. These countries were countries that expanded their territory and gained power of the invading many countries at that time, centered around the Middle East. Therefore, when the book of the Revelation says the 7 heads of the beast, 5 have fallen and 1 remains, it refers to Roman. However, the beast that comes out and to the opposite the King of Kings is seen as the 7th head, because it says that the beast with the police of the Antichrist will come at the end of the mankind, and it will fall, and the kingdom of the saints will come. So we can see it as the communist police that has taken root in the laws today. 2. There is no religious sentiment. Religion is to fear God with conscience. So as a believer who fears God, the spirit of the Christianity is not to harm others and live for oneself, but rather to sacrifice oneself to save others. Therefore, I see all aggressive policies as the forces belonging to the devil. Everyone except those who fear God has an aggressive spirit, and whenever the power of the invaders lies strongly, through religions people are always unjustly battled according to the times. The living one's own satisfaction. The beast is someone who is satisfied with himself and no one else knows. Christianity is about the knowing that others are living and being blessed as a satisfaction. But this teaches us to fight against the power of the beast. Whenever God uses his people, he uses those who beastly laws to fight against them. This is to find the true people of the dead era and have them to God's work for that era. Now let's talk about the truth of the changeable saints. 1. Those who do not change during trials. God has set up a period of terrible trials in order to select and establish saints who will change in the last days. The trials are trials that come through the deception of the false prophets. Revelation 9, 1 through 5. The purpose of the setting of a period of terrible trials is to give people the power to overcome. And the fifth angel sounded, and I saw the star fall from heaven, unto the earth, and to him was given the key of the bottomless pit, and he opened the bottomless pit, and there arose a smoke out of the pit, as the smoke of the great furnace, and the sun and the air were darkened by the reason of the smoke of the pit. There came out of the smoke locusts upon the earth, and unto them was given power, as the scorpions of the earth have power. And he has commanded them that they should not hurt the grass of the earth, neither any green things, neither any tree, but only for men which have not the seal of the God in their foreheads. And to them it was given that they should not kill them, but that they should be tormented 5 months. And their torment was as the torment of a scorpion when he strikes a man. Revelation 9, 1-5. A servant who testifies the word without adding or subtracting anything. God used the red beast as a tool of the devil to cause chaos in the world for the purpose of the selecting and establishing people who are loyal to the word. Therefore, the police of the red beast is to come out with truth and politics that opposes the word. No matter how much they oppose, those who spread the word will surely win with the help of God. He is the one who remains loyal to his mission until the end. No matter how much tribulation occurs through the beast, he is the one who does not become lazy at all and remains loyal to his mission. He will be victorious like Christ and will establish the complete kingdom of Christ, which is the world unification. Conclusion: God's plan to establish a new kingdom is to destroy the beast and those who receive the mark of the beast by raising up the power of the beast, and Satan destroy the beast. Therefore, we must realize that the current strong rise of the beast power is God's good way to establish a kingdom of peace with only the true, and everyone must remain faithful and truthful in their assigned tasks. The curious period is around 2025 through 2026 for the unification of North and South Korea. The first there and will help years around 2025 through 2028. The latter and the World War III around 2028. The next 3 and will help years around 2028 through 2032. And after organizing the Kingdom Department, the coronation and the departure with having wedding feast. Revelation 6 to Revelation 19:9. The Armageddon war is expected around 2032. The wedding feast, the inauguration of ceremony of the King of Kings, and the Track Revelation 24, and the Millennium Kingdom are expected around 2035. I'm sorry. Thank you for watching until the end. You can see the English and the Korean text of the more detailed defense sermons that the world responds to in the homepage blog copy of the Kansas City Central Church on the internet. I wish you a blessed life in which the fear of the Lord is your joy in your daily life. I pray that every day of your life is free from sin and has nothing to do with sin, and become a pilgrim to welcome the Lord of the second coming. The entry of the 3 and a half years before the last week is very real. I hope you are in the peace of the Lord until the next time. Thank you. The Lord's Prayer. Our Father in heaven, hallowed be your name. Your kingdom come. Your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us today our daily bread. Forgive us our debts, as we also have forgiven our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from the evil one. For yours is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen. Thank you.